family and friends and fellow YouTubers, it's Kim here from Kim's Country Corner, and I'm back at the homestead. And today it's Friday, so I thought I would do a Follow Me Friday. I don't know how long this Follow Me Friday will be because I'm really not feeling very well, which I want to tell you a little bit about in a little bit. But I thought I would share my day with you. We're going to have to stay in today though because it's raining outside. John said that he would take care of the animals for me because I'm still not feeling very well. I'll tell you what I found out here in just a little bit. But first things first, and that would be breakfast. And this morning, instead of having my normal toast, I have some of these here Hawaiian rolls that need to be used up. So I'm going to have some of these instead. So let's get my Hawaiian rolls all peanut buttered up, and we'll go from there. Alright, so come on over. Get my saucer here. The saucer has what they call the Corral golden butterfly. And these I grew up with as a kid. So yeah, these are the Corral that my mom had, and we used to eat off them as kids. And they're still as good as new. So let me get me a couple of these rolls here. These rolls need to be used up. So I might as well have them for breakfast. I'm still going to eat the peanut butter though because I'm supposed to have protein in the morning. Of course, after John gets up, we'll have our brunch, which normally would be eggs and sausage, as you know, but it is Friday and we are Catholics. We are Catholic, and so there'll be no meat today. So usually he fixes pancakes. I think it'll just be us today for pancakes. Sometimes Karen and the kids, they like to come over. But with this weather being the way it is, she'll probably stay put. I wouldn't want to drag kids out in this kind of weather either. Alright. Get me some orange juice here. I've already made the coffee, so I'll have a cup of coffee too. I'll share with you guys the coffee cup that I use up here. It says promoted to grandmother. Karen and Jeffrey gave that to me shortly after he was born. And this one says, whatever the name, spoiling's the game. And that is the truth. I think you guys know that. So, alright, let me go have a seat in my recliner, and then we'll talk about what's going on. Alright. Let me get me a drink of my orange juice real quick. Okay, so as some of you may know, I haven't been feeling very well here during the month of March. And more than just your usual cold and flu type thing. I've been so drained, just completely out of energy. Almost chronic fatigue syndrome type tiredness. So I went to my doctor up here in Monroe City since I'm back at the homestead. And the first time I went in, he did a flu test and he did a strep test. And I did not have the flu, but I did have strep. So he put me on a regimen of antibiotics, you know, and then drink plenty of fluids, get plenty of rest, that type of thing. So, and he also had given me a shot because he knows that I suffer from low immunity. I have an autoimmune disorder. I have psoriasis and psoriatic arthritis, I think is what it's called. But anyway, so my immune system is very, very low. And he knows that because he's been my doctor for, gosh, probably 30 years now. And so he gave me a shot and he put me on some antibiotics. And about 10 days later, I still wasn't feeling very well. And I was like, oh my goodness. Because usually after I start the antibiotics, within, 2 or 3 days, you start to feel better. And I wasn't feeling any better at all. So I called him back up and I told him that I was still sick, and so he told me, come on back up, and and so he said, well, let's run some blood tests. So so he ran some blood tests for different, looking for different things. First he wanted to check my Tegretol level to make sure I was meeting the right levels of my mood stabilizers, and then he ran a test to check my thyroid and diabetes, and just a whole range of things for and then for strep again, and for mono to see if I might have mono, which is a different kind of strep, and then also he ran for cholesterol levels, just kind of a whole gamut of levels. So the test came back. And they called me and they said that I was very, very low on vitamin D. And vitamin D is the sunshine vitamin, which, works on lots of parts of your body, which I come to figure out because I went in and Googled vitamin D deficiency and found that vitamin D is very, very important to the body because it regulates a lot of things, including your moods and your energy level. And so he put me on a prescription strength vitamin D regimen. Yeah. So I have I think it's 6 weeks. I have to do this for 6 weeks. And then I go back in and I have my levels tested again. So that was one of the things they found, was that my vitamin D was too low. Almost non-existent. So they did that, and then they also found out that I have high cholesterol. And I've always had, I shouldn't say always, for about the last 5 years I've had high blood pressure, and my cholesterol has always been fine. But now I have high cholesterol. In fact, twice what I should have, twice the number. So they started me on some Lipitor. So Dr. Zimmerman feels like that after I get my vitamin D levels regulated and I get my high cholesterol down, and I get some of the stress, I'm looking for housing, where I can be in my own apartment and I have to do all this traveling, that once I'm able to find get my housing under control, that I'll be okay. So, I am still pretty weak and tired all the time, but I think I'm getting better. Okay, so there. I hope I didn't bore you too much with that long story, but I know there have been people out there asking me, sending me messages, wanting to know how I'm doing and what I found out. And instead of having to type it all, I thought I would just explain it through a video as part of my follow me. And so this follow me is not going to be very long because, like I said, I'm still pretty low on energy and I am still pretty tired all the time. And so, you know, Dr. Zimmerman said that, you know, I could still be suffering some of the side effects from the strep, you know, because of my low immunity. It's just going to take me some time to bounce back from that. Then getting my vitamin D levels up, getting my high cholesterol down, and like he said, he thinks everyone just has cabin fever right now. We're all sick of this weather and just ready to get outside. So yeah, I have to agree with him on that. So, all right, I'm going to enjoy my breakfast. I have eaten one of my biscuits and taken a bite out of my other one, and that's something else that has been kind of on the low side is my appetite. So I don't know if I'll get this other one eaten or not. But coffee tastes good. So as many of you know, this is also the time of the day that I get onto the computer and I go to Facebook and catch up with my family, mainly my kids. And then I go on to YouTube and catch up with you guys, and try to say hello to all my friends. So that's what I'm going to be doing next. And I think I'm going to see if John will take care of the chickens because of the rain. I don't really want to battle the rain, and I just don't have the energy today. And right now, we don't have the hose strung out, so that means I would have to carry buckets of water, and I don't think I have the energy to carry the buckets of water. But if you go back and you look at the walk around Wednesday that I did when Karen and Jeffrey were out, you can see that we still do have all of our chickens, and they are doing great. They're doing great. So normally this would be about the time that I would go out and feed the chickens. Looks like we have one that's out. And water the chickens. Hello, Apollo. Yeah, I'm not coming out today. No, stay. Boy. Yes, I know. You're not allowed in the house, are you? I mean, not very often. Especially not today when you're all wet. Yuck. All right, out. Out. Good boy. Out. No, I know you don't want to go out in the rain, but you go down to the barn. Is that where you were at? Looks like I'm not the only one who took a nap this afternoon. Yep, there's Squirm. I was sitting over here in this chair reading my magazines and watching TV. So yeah, so I was sitting over here in this chair watching a Netflix movie, and I fell asleep. And it looks like Squirm did too. So is anyone getting excited about planting? I bet you guys are. I got some more magazines. I got a Burpee magazine and a Spring Hill and a Bex, another Bex. And this one's called Territorial. I've never seen it before. So that's a new one for me. And then plus I have my other ones. So, yeah. So now I'm going to go through and look at all my seed catalogs and decide what I want to plant this year and where. I also need to look through my Murray McMurray for some ducks. Jeffrey wants ducks this year. So that's what I'm going to do, and it's almost time for supper, so I need to get it started, and we'll go from here. It's almost 7 o'clock and it's still light outside. So that is a positive. And I'll be so glad whenever I get my energy back so that I can really start focusing on some outside work. Although we still have plenty of time. I mean, it's only the middle of March, so I know here in Missouri we still have 8 weeks before we can plant outside. So we still have plenty of time, but you know, I'm getting kind of excited. So anyway, it's Friday, and for supper I'm going to be having tuna because I'm Catholic and I'm not supposed to have meat, or it's for Lent. Catholics, we sacrifice meat as a way of showing obligation to God. So yeah, I'm going to make some tuna here. And let me think about what all I need. Okay. Alright, let me bring you over a little bit closer and I'll show you how I make my tuna. So the first thing that I like to use is the Star-Kissed Chunk Light Tuna in water. I just find that I like it because it's got the best flavor to me. So let me get this open. It's got a real easy tab that normally just rips right off. But, oh, I'm such a weakling here lately. There we go. Alright. Fork and get that out. Comes out pretty good. It kind of sticks along the sides. Along the sides you kind of have to dig in there. Okay, and then to this I like to add hard-boiled eggs. So I have made 2 hard-boiled eggs, which I'm now going to peel. After you boil your eggs, if you put them in some ice water, it makes that peeling come off so much easier. See how that just came right off? Alright, I am going to run some water over these though. Just to get off any little bits and pieces. Okay, and then I always like to slice mine that way, and then I turn it and I slice it that way, and it makes little teeny tiny squares. And I do the same thing. I found that I like 2 eggs with one of those packets because the packets are fairly large, at least the ones we buy. And then, if you will see, those eggs are like teeny tiny little squares. Can you see that? And then to that I add some Vlasic sweet relish. My daughter Katie, she calls this my fancy tuna. Because sometimes I don't go to all the trouble of adding the eggs and the pickles. I just do it with just tuna and mayonnaise. But she likes the fancy tuna that has the eggs and the sweet relish. And then sometimes I like onions with mine. But the girls do not, so I do not add onions to and then I kind of just start out small with the mayonnaise, and that's probably about 2 tablespoons there. So I work that in. And if I need more, I'll add more. That's not looking just too bad. I might go with just a little bit more, so I'm going to say about 1 more tablespoon. So that would be 3 total. Alright, I'm going to go fix myself some toast, and I'm going to spread that on the toast, and I am going to have fancy tuna salad for supper. Alright, so I usually like to put my tuna on a bed of lettuce with a slice of onion, but John does not have either, and I have not gone shopping since I've been here, so I will just have the fancy tuna without the lettuce and onion. It will still taste good. Alright, there we go. And I am not going to make you all watch me eat this. So here is my tuna sandwich and a glass of orange juice, and this is my supper. I did not show you the pancakes we had for brunch because I just totally forgot to turn the camera on. But yeah, I had biscuits for breakfast, pancakes for brunch, and I'm having fancy tuna sandwich for supper. And a glass of orange juice. And that's it. But I'm not going to make you watch me eat this. I know there's a video technique called, I think it's called mukbang, where people eat in front of the camera. I, however, do not enjoy those videos. And I don't know. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them at all. I'm just saying personally, I do not enjoy watching people eat food on the videos. I don't mind tasting, like if someone made something, cookies or a piece of cake or a pie, you know, made a special dish, and they're going to show you a bite of it and take a bite. I don't mind that. I just don't really like watching a whole meal being consumed. So yeah, so I'm going to enjoy my sandwich and my orange juice, and I will talk to you guys in a little bit. So I thought I would show you guys that I did manage to get the dining room table cleaned off today. And I did manage to get the living room and dining room picked up. But that's about, and I did do a load of laundry. But that's about all I got done today. And so yeah. Okay guys, well, I know that this was not a very exciting video. I didn't do a whole lot, but I did want to catch up my friends with what was going on today and what was going on with my health. And I'm glad you were able to come join me. And not every Friday is going to be like this. I know eventually I'm going to start feeling better. I know eventually this weather is going to get nicer, and I will have a lot more activity going on. So if you did enjoy this video though, please give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more about my life and what I do, please hit that subscribe button, because I am just going to be in different corners of the world. And I will be spending quite a bit of time here at the homestead, so please come back and visit. Alright, well, this is Kim from Kim's Country Corner saying bye for now. Just going to be watching some TV tonight.